Hey guys, today I've got a Skellige deck to show you, and this is going to be my take on the kind of popular Harald the Cripple Skellige archetype that's been seeing quite a lot of play. Now, normally these decks are running Wild Boar of the Sea. Let me see if I can show you that. They're running this, and they're damaging a lot of enemies with spears and other damaging effects, and they're trying to line up that wild boar for huge amounts of points. Now, this version is a little bit different. I'm actually not running this card, and instead I've got Commander's Horn and Harald Houndsnout, and then a load of Bloodthirst synergistic cards, stuff like Svanrige, Svanridge, whatever, Jenge Fret, and Udalrik as well. So I'm kind of pivoting the focus to not just artifacts and the wild boar. Sorry, don't want that in the deck. But instead, yeah, horn and actually having units on your own side of the board, and then some bloodthirst synergy in addition to that. So more of a kind of, I guess, value focused rather than a control or removal focused deck. But I'm still running Mastercrafted Spear because there's kind of no way to get the Bloodthirst effects enabled otherwise. Bloodthirst cards are pretty good in Skellige, so that's why I'm running those. But the idea is you have Harald, you have him with Dagger, 2 blades. He will deal 8 damage, Dagger will be boosted by 8, and further amounts of points if you have spears or whatever on the board and he survives. Just a really, really powerful combo, enabling a 12 point for 10 provision card effectively. That is a really, really good finisher in a deck that typically has a pretty good long round. So what else do we have? We have Horn, as I said, which I've been putting in so many decks recently, but I do think it's really powerful. 15 for 14 is just so good if you make it work, and it's not that difficult to make it work if you have some kind of deck, synergy going on. We do have the Harald to enable that, and also Harald is just good for enabling Bloodthirst units pretty much. He is not a bad amount of points for his provisions. In fact, he can get to 10 points if you destroy all 3 of his skulls, or if you're counting his skulls as giving you Commander's Horn value. So he's definitely not a bad card in this deck, I think. We have Unicorn Kyrenex, of course, because they're so strong. We have Svanridge, or Svanrige, or however you're meant to pronounce his name, I never know. But he's very, very nice, 11 for 8 in a lot of situations if you are able to proc the 3 Bloodthirst. 3 enemy units have to be damaged. That is a bit of a task sometimes, but if you've got Mastercrafted Spear on the board, if you can use your Harald ability, to proc the Bloodthirst ability, then this is super, super valuable. And then apart from this stuff, we just have a lot of good value cards, pretty much. We have Burner, common in most Skellige decks for thinning and good tempo. We've got Morkvarg to synergize with that, and Duran, of course, to get rid of bad cards from the deck, things like Wolfpack, things like Savage Bear, etc., which are just going to break your deck up, and you want to get those out with Duran. A little bit of thinning, not too bad. And we are playing skirmishes and skalds as well, which are all synergizing with the burner and the discard package in general. So that's pretty cool. We have Jenge for a nice lock that's very, probably one of the best locks in the game because it's very easy to proc the Bloodthirst, and then the lock, yeah, it's just very, very good value. 6 or 7, you're going to get a lot of nice trades with this. Ulfhedin, I think, is just a decent card in Skellige. You only need to hit a 6 strength unit for this to find its value that it needs, and quite often you're going to play against, decks which are running big tool units, so when you hit a Jutta or something that's on 18 strength, oh man, this just feels so amazing for the provision cost. We have the spears, of course, to proc Bloodthirst effects. We have Udalrik, just for a nice, clean, 6 for 6 and a bit of removal when you're going for that Bloodthirst approach. We have the Skalds to get rid of nonsense from your hand, of course. Pretty good card. And we have Bears, we have Captains. These are kind of your core bronze cards, as well as Marauder, as you play on the red coin or in reaction to your opponent. Can be a very nice 6 for 4 provision card with removal value. But yeah, we have the Captains, the Skirmishers as well. These are all kind of making your core bronze cards up, and yeah. Captain's 6 for 4, again, really, really, really powerful. Savage Bear, not quite as strong, but just a solid 5 provision card, which synergizes with the Burner, the Deran, the Skald, and all that good stuff. So, all in all, I think this deck's really funky. It may even be more consistent than the other Harald decks going around. I can't really say for sure. I haven't tried too much of the normal Harald with Wild Boar of the Sea. But if you're looking for a fresh take on this Harald archetype, then yeah, feel free to give this one a go. It's pretty exciting, pretty fun. But anyhow, let's jump into some gameplay, shall we? Alright, looks like we're up against Mr. Demavand. Good Northern Realms fellow. Nice guy. All around good chap. Alright, so what are we mulliganing for? Well, it's a bit weird in Skellige in general, mulliganing, because you kind of want bricks in hand, but at the same time, if you don't have the things to get rid of the bricks, then it's not ideal. Here, I think we're okay. We could get rid of like a wolf pack or something, but Harald is so low mulligan count that I think we're okay to just keep the hand. We don't really have any way to enable Bloodthirst, but hopefully we'll draw into that after we play Duran and sort of thin our deck out a little bit. Something like Marauder would have been nice in hand, or yeah, any of the damaging effects, but I'm sure we can make it work. We also have wolf packs if we really have to rely on those to maybe find Bloodthirst value. And apart from that, yeah, we just want to do some thinning in this round. We don't even necessarily need to win it. Although, it must be said that Demavand presents a bit of a scary threat later in the game for sure. So, it's worth keeping in mind. Long rounds for Demavand are kind of where he shines. We can definitely start with the Deran though. And we'll probably take Morkvarg out of the deck, get some points on the board, as well as I think one Savage Bear is definitely fine to get rid of. We could even get rid of double, but that's probably not a good idea. Probably Marauder is fine since we're not going to be, you know, using that in this round, so it's unlikely we'll get value from it, especially if we're losing round 1. It's kind of even tempting to go for the immediate Harald onto this Ballista, but I don't think that would be correct. So maybe not. This is definitely going to be worth a lot of points for him. So we'll see if we can enable the Bloodthirst. We probably want to go with the Wolf Pack here, and then maybe another Wolf Pack after. Alternatively, we could just throw Burner down and see what happens with that. Also don't mind it. We might be able to draw into a Spear or something, so that seems like a good idea. Just to search through our deck a little bit, look for some more damaging tools. And in fact, that Savage Bear is an option. So we'll discard one Wolf Pack here, I think, along with the Skirmisher. And hopefully a Savage Bear can either remove an engine or do something nice in that regard. Enable the Bloodthirst, maybe. We'll see how that goes. We're just looking to thin our deck down, really find our kind of finisher cards, maybe the Harald to enable our Horn, and some other nice stuff, you know. Get 2 charges to a machine. Siege support's pretty good here. I like seeing people making Demovan work because it's one of those leaders I haven't really looked at too much, but he has potential, I think, definitely. So here I think Wolfpack is fine. We could just remove the Artusa Adept if we're like quite worried about the value that's generating, but honestly I don't think I'm going to be able to win this round, so I'd rather just try to enable the Bloodthirst and maybe then allow myself to play out these kind of not great bronze cards and lead us into whatever the main event or whatever you want to call it. Okay, this is going to be a little bit annoying to deal with. We can play Savage Bear now if we want. Alternatively, I mean, it might be worth just keeping our removal in hand for later. Playing something like a Pirate Captain just for the hell of it, you know? Interesting. I mean, the rest of our deck's looking pretty good, and in long rounds the spears are going to be very nice if there's no artifact removal. So I don't mind playing the Captain here, as long as we can get ahead, we should be able to easily. But then again, I mean, Skuld might even be a better option if we're going for that. We can effectively thin the deck out one more and get rid of that in the same manner. I think that's fine. And just holding on to the bear, because it's going to be really nice against stuff like R2s in the future, or potentially ballistas that aren't buffed up or whatever. There's a lot of targets for bear to hit with its 4 damage. And okay, that's a big amount of tempo, so we probably are forced to leave the round now, I think. But we've done an okay job of doing stuff here. We've managed to get rid of a lot of crappy cards. We've managed to thin out our deck of all of this rubbish. And our hand is looking pretty okay. We'll see. Demavand has a very scary long round potentially, but we're going to have to just try to lock, damage, kill, whatever. Shut down as many of his, long round cards as possible. We have a hand that is probably going to be able to do that reasonably well. Also, Harald can be used as removal. And then spears as well aren't going to be too shabby. We probably, need to play these this round though, or at least one of them, if we don't want to be too owed or whatever. Because he most likely will, he has to play like a card or 2 here, right? So we probably have to play spear, and then whatever to get ahead. We'll see how, you know, much he commits. Having one spear in the long round is really feels good. We'll see. If he goes with a really crappy play here, like, you know, clearly just wanting to leave the round, then we can probably just drop a pirate captain. Otherwise, yeah, we'll have to play a spear. And that is looking like he probably wants to commit to this round. Playing the ballista and adding a charge to it is definitely an indication that he wants to play, so we'll go ahead and play spear. Not really too committal for us. We have another one. As long as we're not playing both of them this round, then we've got that Bloodthirst enabler you know, around to deal damage. And this is just going to stop the ballista from actually shooting, so we should be able to find a pretty easy kill on it, deny those charges, and maybe even get ahead of him and take card advantage if he allows us to do that. I mean, our hand is pretty good, as long as we can, you know, get some lovely value on the Bloodthirst stuff, and on the Horn as well. Then we should be fine. But here I think we can just damage Naneke. That enables our captain, and we can play that to just kill the ballista. That feels very good. Yes, we miss a little bit of damage, but I think it's okay. Not too bothered about that. I could have also locked the Naneke, but then his guy would have been able to shoot, so wouldn't have felt very great. Treadam is a little bit scary. If he can enable some kind of big boosting shenanigans with that, then we could be in trouble, but honestly, I'm not that afraid of it right now. Maybe should be more scared of what's coming, but we could even go with a second spear here. It might be a little bit too committal, as we said before. Yeah, probably we shouldn't. I think either going with Kyronex or Bear here is good, just to knock the Naneke out. Probably the Bear. Otherwise, that Tridam is going to be worth too much value. So we'll do that. And we're still, you know, preserving a lot of our good cards. The problem here is we don't really have a way to enable Horn this round without Harald. So if he, you know, tries to shut that down, then we might be in trouble, especially if he has more removal. And if he goes for the all-in here, that could be a bit spooky. But hopefully, you know, the second spear will maybe dissuade him from playing on, or he might just take the pass here even, if he feels he's got enough removal and enough long round tools from us to take the pass. Honestly, that would be a pretty good result for us, because we could just play Ulfheden and then we'd have the spear in a reasonably long round, so wouldn't be too sad with that happening. But yeah, we need to make sure we play everything in the same row at this point. Unlikely we'll get the full Horn value, but yeah. He's going to take the pass. I think that's a fair pass, but as I said, it's not too bad for us. Ulfheden is definitely the play here. It's kind of the least valuable card we have in hand right now, which is a good sign, because, yeah, I mean, also in our deck even, we have quite a lot of good stuff coming up, so really want to hit Dagger, we really want to hit Harald, those are kind of the nice ones, and of course Unicorn. We can keep the Skirmisher if we find a Skald, but it looks like we don't have it, so gonna mulligan that. And then the Skald, of course, we draw into, but that's fine. Just mulligan both of those. We unfortunately didn't get Dagger, which is a really kind of crappy feeling, but it's okay. We'll probably survive with the other tools, and we can just use Harald as straight removal or a way to enable Bloodthirst, so that's not too bad. Here, Spear is definitely fine. Don't want to give him any targets on the board, and we want to get ready to, you know, do all the shenanigans. So probably we play Harald back row next. That's probably going to be the thing, or Jenge if we need to lock something. That's also possible. And really, yeah, just try to enable that 3 Bloodthirst for the Svanrige, and otherwise we're just going to have a lot of points. And if he can't remove my units, the Horn is going to be worth a lot as well. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. Okay, Avalak I think we do need to deal with, and we can use Kyronex to do that quite nicely. Then having Jenge for lock later will be quite good, I think. We miss a tiny bit of value here, but not really too bothered. That's some really good use of the Kyronex, you know, removal. And yeah, we do need to, I mean, the Spear's not going to be huge amounts of points, like 6 points maybe at max, which, yeah, it's not great, is it? But it's something. And okay, looks like he's gonna give a charge to the siege tower. This is gonna make it a little bit difficult to deal with everything, I suppose. But we'll shoot it. We'll play Harald and Pals now. Harald's pals, literally. The Harald gang, this is what this deck is, guys. Harald the Cripple, Harald Houndsnell, Harald's pals, just everything. Every Harald you could possibly want. But yeah, this is going to establish the big row for the Horn, really, really nice. And we'll see where we go from here, but hopefully we can get Ulderic value next turn. Ulderic's pretty cool, he then helps you get more Bloodthirst or Wild Boar of the Sea value. We're not running Wild Boar, but honestly we probably could. The deck would be maybe even better without Horn and with that instead, but I wanted to put a bit of a twist on the deck to make it a little bit, you know, spicy. So it's always fun, isn't it? Okay, so this isn't really that great for him. We can actually just lock the Anna, and I think we're going to do that. We could even also shoot stuff with the Harald Pals, and I think we do that as well, to be honest. Don't see a reason not to, apart from, you know, for the row stacking stuff. So we can Jengate with the Bloodthirst, we lock the Anna, and then we can also just kill this Siege Tower if we want. We might actually not want to do that, but I think it's okay because, yes, we lose the Bloodthirst value, which might come back to bite us, but at the same time we have Harald to maybe do that anyway, to find the Bloodthirst value, and we can just deny him putting a charge on that unit, which might actually just come in, you know, clutch to actually win us the game or whatever. So yeah, kind of that's the plan on that one. We could actually even remove everything here with Harald if we wanted to, but I think saving that is perfectly fine for now. Going with a Unicorn is fine, I think, as well. Just to get the row established for Horn. Hopefully he doesn't have Jörden. I don't think that many people are running Jörden these days. If they are, I mean, yeah, probably don't play a Horn version of this deck. Just play the standard stuff with Wild Boar and whatnot. That works fine, but yeah, no. I think Horn's very good. Jörden I haven't really seen for a while, but maybe that's just because I'm not at the very high ranks right now. What's he going to be using the Vazil with? If anything, I don't even know. Don't even know. Haven't played against enough Demavant to be fluent. Oh, Foltest Pride. Ah, very clever. I see. And he can double charge it. That's cool. That is pretty funky. On the bright side, we have Udalric for, you know, enough removal to actually get rid of Foltest Pride here. He will gain Zeal because of the Bloodthirst too. And then we can play him. And we can kill the Foltest Pride. This feels a bit janky because we might not find Svanrige value. We're kind of removing all of the damaged units in this round, but whatever. I don't think we need it to win this game, probably. Most of the time. We'll see, but Harald might even enable our, you know, our bloodthirsty ways, as it were. We can Mastercrafted Spear to deal damage and all that as well. Yeah, I mean, good attempt from the Demavant, but we've just got a bit too many points, I think, and a lot of removal as well, which deals with engines really nicely. But okay, let's jump right into the second game. Alright, next game is going to be against Eredin. This might be a bit of a tricky matchup. I'm not exactly sure how Eredin goes with this deck. But hand is looking a bit interesting, I think is the word. We can probably mulligan one of our bricks here, whether that be a Wolfpack, Skirmisher, whatever. Okay, Burner's a really good pickup. We'll keep that. We can probably start with Skald even if we wanted to here, and I think we probably do. There's not really anything else we want to use in the hand right now, and this will give us more options for, you know, next turn or whatever. So let's do that. We'll get rid of the Skirmisher, I think. Not going to overcommit in terms of tempo yet. Deran is very nice to see. That'll allow us to thin out all the crap. The Savage Bear probably, and then maybe, yeah, we'll see what else, but maybe Skirmisher, Skald, something like that. It's kind of unfortunate to have wolf packs in the hand. That is interesting. Wow, Imlerith just being slammed out of the gate. Okay, I mean we can answer this with Harald if we want to. I think it's actually probably quite good for us to do that. Interesting. He clearly wants to just push us for a win on even. So I mean, there's two ways we can play this. Either we answer it immediately and we just play out normally, or we try to just go to the highest unit and then hopefully survive the tempo and whatnot. I think probably the safe play is just killing it. This way, yeah, okay, our dagger's going to be kind of crap, but we just deal with that. That feels really, really great. And then We can play this, thin the deck out a little bit, and of course we want to get rid of a Savage Bear, and then either a Skald or a Skirmisher. I think Skirmisher's probably... Oh, actually Dagger could have been a good kick, yeah. Maybe I should have done that. That would have been pretty heads up, wouldn't it? If we got rid of that card, that's now kind of dead. Alright, couple of Necarinos on the board. We can Wolfpack just to clear these up. And we're far enough ahead after that weird trade that we just did to kind of play out our bad cards now, if we want to. That being said, maybe we just want to play like Burner or something. This is interesting. I kind of want to take a pass now, actually, and play reactively, but we do, of course, want to play Tactical Advantage first. So I'm thinking maybe just a Burner or another Wolf, and then a pass would be good. Probably I should have Tactical Advantage last turn, that was maybe a mistake, but either way, this is going to be a big amount of tempo and it might push him out. If it doesn't, then it's definitely going to make his life difficult. Okay, very cool. 27-3. I think if he plays on here, he's going to be in trouble, guys. I kind of hope he doesn't, because then I think we will just probably win the game, but I can't be sure of that. Who knows what will happen. I do love how much the Skellige decks are able to thin. That's probably the main benefit of playing Skellige, right? The amount of thinning they have. Here I think we just take the pass. Just take it. If we play into round 2, we're always reacting to him, so we have Marauder value and all that good stuff. And he probably won't be able to bleed us here because, yeah, he's not really going to have the points to actually take it a card down. Going to be 2 down, which isn't terrible for him. He can just dry pass into round 3. And, you know, regain his cards, but doesn't feel bad for us either because we're going to have a long round, hopefully, with our spears and things like that, and all the Bloodthirst capabilities that this deck has, maybe Commander's Horn. And we get some good tools from him as well here. We've got the Imlerith, a lot of engines, a lot of Thrive units gone as well. And this hand's looking pretty hot, I must say, so we'll just hold on to this. We can get rid of Marauder and the Pirate Captain. And then the rest of our hand is just looking beautiful, guys. I must say this deck definitely it's pretty consistent, let's put it that way. And yes, we have a bad dagger, but that's fine. We have 2 mulligans still, so can get rid of him. I mean, he might not even be terrible, honestly, with spears. We can play him early in the game and try to get spear value with him if we want. That's like not even a bad idea necessarily. Here I think we'll get rid of Skald because we don't need to discard anything. And yeah, I mean, do we keep the dagger? Here we probably don't because we have Horn that we want to pick up. But honestly, he might not even be that bad. He's a little bit vulnerable to removal and whatnot, but in this round he might even have been able to get a lot of value. It's possible. But I like this deck a lot. It's just kind of pure value Skellige, using a lot of their really best cards, I guess. And not overcommitting to any sort of game plan in particular. We'll go in front row with the majority of our guys because we have Ulfadin, which has reach. It's pretty much the only thing, but still better to play for that. Here we can actually just hit the spear if we want to get some value from the spear. This will get us 2 points effectively. I think we probably do want to do that. It also will damage this, which might be relevant for our Bloodthirst, you know, activities, which we get up to soon. Kind of awkward that we don't have any plays really apart from that, but I think Unicorn is okay. Will also give us the highest unit for now. Means we can't remove some stuff potentially, but we always have that lock if we need that, so I'm not too worried. Okay, that's fine. We can just spear that down if we want to. Probably do want to, although I don't have any plays really to make. So what do we do actually? Maybe just play Udarik without using his, you know, Zeal ability. I think that's probably what we do here. Just play him as a 3-point guy and hope he doesn't get removed. Definitely the immune units can be a pain to deal with this deck, but once we get a lot of Bloodthirst on the board, we're going to have Svanrige available. Horn as well is coming up soon, so I'm not too worried about all that. Here I think Chironex deals with that nicely, but maybe we want to just shoot it with Spear and then Udarik. The question is, what do we then play? I mean, guys, I can't interact with his stuff. It's pretty funny. We could also spear our Harald's pal again, but we want to keep units on the board, right? I think we have to play bear here and just, again, yeah, hope it doesn't get removed. It probably won't, but considering, you know, he didn't remove anything else. Let's do this. One proc here, and then we'll maybe save the rest. We want actually the damage units around, I think, so we have Svanrige as a play. Might be a bit janky, who knows? But if he removes one of these anyway, then we need another play to make, right? And we can just kill this next turn anyway, should we need to do that. This will give us some pretty hot Svanrige value. Oh, 11 points. Oh man, that's so good. I mean, it's like nearly as good as a spear tip for way less provisions. And now we don't care as much about having these Bloodthirst enabled. So we can, you know, go ahead, remove all that stuff. This is feeling really, really good. Horn is just going to be an absolute bomb. Spear tip's pretty strong, but we just have Ulfodin to completely deal with that, so I'm not even too worried. And I think we can go ahead and play it immediately. There's not going to be a better target, right? So we'll do that. Beckers is kind of the only thing that would punish this, but pretty sure Eredin isn't running Beckers, usually. Yeah, usually they're not. We'll see if Jenge gets any value now. It probably won't, but I don't think we'll need it. We're very, very far ahead in points. We can try to stop him having the highest unit as well. He's probably aiming to get that, so yeah, by playing Chironex we're able to disrupt that. Very nice. We got Horn Jenge as our last two plays. He doesn't have any more big units in the graveyard, so the biggest stuff he can come out with is stuff like Goliath maybe. Imlerith's Wrath is not even that great, right? It's okay, but not amazing. And we'll just go with the Horn here. Of course, playing out of Igni range and whatnot. And yeah, I mean, guys, this deck, so many points. A little bit of a weird one. I haven't seen Eredin come down in round 1 many times, but even so, trading leaders wasn't that great for us, but pretty convincing win, I would say. The long round of this deck is powerful, and just the value that you get on every card is nothing to be scoffed at. So yeah, I hope those games showcased how cool Horn and Harald gang can be. And do feel free to give it a go if you're not feeling like playing the Wild Boar version. Either way though, thanks a lot for watching guys, and I'll see you in the next video.